Um, she could feel it. She could feel it. No doubt others did as well. Quiet conversations between couples, changes in dining room partners, quick glances, small smiles. Things were happening. Oh, I skipped a whole fucking line. She could feel it. Or Maya was sure there was more going on than any one person could know. She could feel it. No doubt others did as well. Quiet conversations between couples, changes in dining room partners, quick glances, small smiles, hands touching shoulders or elbows in passing. Oh yes, things were happening. It made for a kind of tension in the air, a tension that was only partly pleasant. Antarctic fears came back into play. And besides, there was only a small number of potential partners, which tended to give things a musical chairs kind of feeling. And for Maya, there were additional problems. She was even more wary than usual of Russian men, because in this case, it would mean sleeping with the boss. She was suspicious of that, knowing how it had felt when she had done it herself. Besides, none of them. Well, she was attracted to Arkady, but she did not like him. And he seemed uninterested. Yeli, she knew from before. He was just a friend. Dmitri, she didn't care for. Vlad was older. Yuri, not her type. Alex, a follower of Arkady's. On and on like that. And as for the Americans, or the internationals, well, that was a different kind of problem. Cross cultures, who knew? So she kept to herself. But she thought about it. And occasionally, while waking up in the morning or finishing a workout, she floated on a wave of desire that left her washed up on the shore of bed or shower, feeling alone. Very, very. Who knew women could be deep? But she did have so many potentials. Too bad Arkady was married to his simulations. Like, let's be real. When she said she was attracted to Arkady, but she didn't like him, I was not surprised. We're all attracted to Arkady, right? Don't be shy, men. Okay. He's a stud. Thank you. We aren't afraid. We aren't afraid to say it. I told you he had personality. I told you. I accidentally made him, he's Russian, but I think I made him French vampire. I don't remember what I did, and I'm glad I don't. But, yeah, I tried to give him a voice, and I turned him into a pirate. A French pirate. Oh, that was great. It was horrible. Bed or shower, feeling alone. Thus late one morning. God, that's my favorite way to start a sentence. Thus late one morning, after a particularly harrowing problem run, which they had almost solved and then failed to solve, she ran into Frank Chalmers in the forest biome and returned his hello. And they walked for about 10 meters into the woods and stopped. She was in shorts and a tank top, barefoot, sweaty and flushed from the crazed simulation. He was in shorts and a t-shirt, barefoot, sweaty, and dusty from the farm. Suddenly he laughed his sharp laugh and reached out to touch her upper arm with 2 fingertips. You're looking happy today. You're looking happy today. With that darting smile. The leaders of 2 halves of the expedition, equals. She lifted her hand to touch his, and that was all it took. They left the trail and ducked into a tight thicket of pine. They stopped to kiss, and it had been long enough since the last time that it felt strange to her. Tripping over a root, Frank laughed under his breath. That quick, secretive laugh, which gave Maya a shiver, almost of fear. They sat on pine needles, rolled together like students necking in the woods. She laughed. She had always liked the quick approach, the way she could just knock a man down when she wanted to. And so they made love. For a time, passion took her away. Afterwards, she relaxed, enjoying the wash of afterglow. But then it got a bit awkward, somehow. She didn't know what to say. There was something hidden still about him, as if he were hiding even when making love. And even worse, she could sense behind his reserve was some kind of triumph, as if he had won something and she had lost. The Puritan streak in Americans. That sense that sex was wrong and something that men had to trick women into. She had closed up a little herself, annoyed at that hidden smirk on his face. Win and lose. What children. And yet they were co-mayors, so to speak. So if it was to be put on a zero-sum basis, Well, they talked for a while in a jovial enough way, and even made love again before they left. But it wasn't quite the same as the first time. She found herself distracted. So much in sex was beyond rational analysis. Maya always felt things about her partners that she could not analyze or even express. But she always either liked what she felt or didn't. There was no doubt about that. And looking at Frank Chalmers' face, after the first time, she had been sure that something wasn't right. It made her uneasy. But she was amiable, affectionate. It would not do to be put off at such a moment. No one would forgive that. They got up and dressed and went back into Taurus D and ate dinner at the same table as some others. And that was when it made perfect sense to become more distant. But then, in the days after their encounter, she was surprised and a bit displeased to find herself putting him off a little bit, making excuses to avoid being alone with him. It was awkward, not what she had wanted at all. She would have preferred not to feel the way that she did. And once or twice after that, they went off alone again, wanting it to work, feeling that she must have made a mistake or been in a bad mood somehow. But it was always the same. There was always that little smirk of triumph, that "I got you," that she disliked so much. That moralistic, Puritan double standard dirtiness. Are we effing? Jesus Christ, Abraxas. Oh boy, you need help, man. I don't know. I'm kind of expecting this. This is a complicated book. I haven't even read all of it, and I was expecting Twitch chat to be Twitch chat about it. Tiny hiccup? Okay. I found it really interesting, though. Like, I had a lot of feelings reading this for the first time. Maya, you dumb bitch. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's fair. It's just, it's hard for me to see, like, people type it in black and white. Like, you don't even know what I know now. I don't even know that you were here for chapter 1, but you probably were, because you're here every fucking day. But maybe women weren't put on this earth for you to like them, okay? Listen. Shh, listen. But no, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to spoon feed it to you. You can't even. You can't understand what you don't understand. And even I sound condescending. Like, and I'm not even trying to say it in a condescending way. It's just that way. It is true. Maya. Oh, Maya. I hate her. But interesting, isn't it? And so she avoided him even more, to keep from getting into the start situation. And quickly enough, he caught drift. One afternoon, he asked her to go for a walk in the biome, and she declined, claiming fatigue. And a staccato look of surprise passed over his face. And then it had closed up like a mask. She felt badly because she couldn't even explain it to herself. To try to make up for such an unreasonable withdrawal, she was friendly and forthright with him after that, as long as it was a safe situation. And once or twice, she suggested indirectly that for her, their encounters, for her, to try to make up for such an unreasonable withdrawal, she was friendly and forthright with him after that, as long as it was a safe situation. And once or twice she suggested indirectly that for her their encounters had been only a matter of sealing a friendship, something she had done with others as well. All of this had to be conveyed between words, of course, however, and it was possible he misunderstood. It was hard to say. After that first jolt of comprehension, he only seemed puzzled. Once, when she left a group just after it broke up, she had seen him give her a sharp glance. After that, only distance and reserve. But he had never really been upset, and he had never pressed the issue or came to her to talk about it. But that was part of the problem, wasn't it? He didn't seem to want to talk to her about about that kind of thing. Well, perhaps he had affairs going on with other women, with some of the Americans. It was hard to say. He really did keep to himself. He really did keep to himself. But it was awkward. Maya resolved to abolish the knockover seduction, no matter the thrill she got from it. Hiroko was right. Everything is different in a closed system. It was too bad for Frank, if he did care, because he had served as her education in this regard. In the end, she resolved to make it up to him by being a good friend. She worked so hard at doing this that once, almost a month later, she miscalculated and went too far, to the point where he thought she was seducing him again. They had been part of a group, up late talking, and she had sat next to him. And afterwards, he had clearly gotten the wrong impression and walked with her around Taurus D to the bathrooms, talking in the charming and affable way of his that he had at this stage of things. Maya was vexed with herself. She didn't want to seem completely fickle, although at this point, either way she went in would probably look that way. So she went along with him, just because it was easier, and because there was a part of her that wanted to make love. And so she did, upset with herself, and resolved that this would be the last time. A sort of final gift that would hopefully make the whole incident a good memory for him. A sort of final gift that would hopefully make the whole incident a good memory for him. She found herself becoming more passionate than ever before. She really wanted to please him. And then, just before orgasm, she looked up at his face, and it was like looking in the windows of an empty house. That was the last time. I want to keep reading, but I think that's an excellent place to stop. You know, drama. Been there. Nervous laughter. Any questions? Isn't it sad? Isn't Maya such a fucking bitch, though? God, get a grip, girl. He's clearly in love with you. Okay, cheers. That chapter makes me hate women. It's a self-hate. It's a hard hate. I should actually stop talking. I'm sorry, is this too real? Like, I've read a little bit further than this. I don't know. I'm upset, man. That chapter is triggering. It's a little triggering. I'm a little triggered. No, I'm kidding. Maya's great so far, actually. Maya's great. I think that's the first time I've seen, like, sexual confusion, like, written into a character. I don't know. Stupid Maya. Black eyes. Like, okay, wait. When I read this the first time, like, and I'm like, she's like, oh, and then I fucked him. And I'm like, okay, girl. I just dropped the bookmark. She's like, and then I fucked him. And then I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be mean. So, you know, I kept talking to him. And then, you know, we had, like, again, it happened again. And then I'm like, girl, this man is going to freak out. Okay, you can't do that. You can't do that. Okay, I don't know. You can't do that. She's like, I hope it was a good memory.